Really, the one that looks and tastes like shit is vegan. So this is the worst game ever.
It's like it's a big carrot. I don't know.
We had. Are we rolling?
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
kind of warm up,
Alright,
and then
cool.
when we go in, we'll like cut into it later.
What's his name? Not David Chang. David Lee was a big chef in Toronto. He used to run and own Nota Bene, which is a very high end popular place. But he was the chef behind Planta.
Okay.
And so anyway, he had just come out, like, opened similar times that Antler opened, and they were like famous viral for their carrot hot dog. So anyway, he comes in for dinner. I don't know him that well. He's notorious for being like a real hard ass in the kitchen. I know some people that worked for him. He's apparently kind of nuts. I've met him at events and stuff. I don't know him at all. So he comes in with his wife for dinner, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing here? Like, he's sick of eating carrot hot dogs. And he like did not laugh. I was like, fuck.
What is a carrot hot dog?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's got to be exactly what you imagine. Like, they boil it in a lot of salt, I would guess.
I don't know.
Did you see? Well, I was telling my
There's
brother.
pictures of it and stuff. I couldn't tell you what it was. If they just poached a whole carrot or they blended it and fucked around with it and
put it in a casing.
I don't know.
See,
I don't know what
that's
they
a real
did.
chef mentality. Blend it, put it in a casing. That's more like a hot dog.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they did, but he did not laugh, and I was like, fuck. And then I found out he was a judge for Canada's 100 Best. Like, he was published that year in their magazine, and we did not make the list. And I'm like, fuck.
Stanley Tucci just went to like a restaurant, and it was like, I think it was a 3-star Michelin, and then the chef was like, we're just gonna have carrots today. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he goes, the chef wants to do carrots like a steak, and he said they brought out a carrot this big, like a gigantic carrot.
Those horse carrots.
Like, it's like, I don't want this.
I
for
love
my
the
dinner.
idea of a carrot hot dog, and it's just the shitty parts of a carrot. Like, it's the stalk and the stem.
root.
And it's just like
Dirt.
We use the whole vegetable, though. It's all about the whole vegetable. No, but seriously, though, we're sitting here. You may recognize him from the Joe Rogan Experience. You may recognize him from his restaurant in Toronto, Antler. No, but seriously, though, it's Michael Hunter. Woo. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, dude. We were talking about just like celebrity chef shit, and there's a restaurant here in Burlington, actually, that's I don't know if you know this guy, Number 8. Have you ever heard of this restaurant?
I've heard Number 8.
Chef
It's really
Steven.
good. Cool. Yeah, and I was just reading about another restaurant opened down the street called Bar Origin.
Okay.
Claudio
Aprile?
April.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there was this article that was like, Burlington's got all the hot new spots. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Burlington culinary scene, man. Let's go.
That's what it's all about. I remember when you cut up that deer, obviously, in front of the vegan protesters.
Yes.
I was like, that's how I found out about your restaurant. And so I remember
think that's how a lot of people found
of course. I'm sure he made a lot of cash off of that.
Yeah, a lot of headache, but we got very busy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, I remember booking a date. I was like, I'm bringing my wife. I guess we were dating at the time, but I'm like, we got to go to this Antler restaurant. This looks. I was like, this menu looks awesome. This is right up my alley.
Douchey red pill Dave. Like,
Yeah.
dude. And then we're gonna watch SJWs get owned compilations.
It
on
wasn't
YouTube.
even about that. It was just like, I
No,
really
I
like
know.
the idea of
I
like.
do too, of the full.
I'm going to give you an idea, actually. This is an idea that I have.
All right.
Okay. I'm known as somewhat of an idea man. What I want to do for Thanksgiving dinner is I have this weird fixation on the Columbian Exchange. Do you know what the Columbian Exchange is, CJ?
I mean, I do, but there's lots of viewers who might not.
I don't,
Why don't you
so
explain to
I
Michael?
think you enjoy it more. So
Okay,
You're
so
more of the
basically,
Columbian Exchanger.
you have to imagine, hundreds of years ago, before Columbus set sail to America in 1492, there was the New World and the Old World, and there was only certain types of food. So in Italy, for example, they did not yet have the tomato.
Right.
Okay. In North America, they didn't have a cow. So there was different foods. So the Columbian Exchange is when the explorers set sail, they brought things with them, like syphilis, but also food.
Right.
And then they took things
So
back,
it's just
like
everything
tobacco.
ever. It's just every trade.
Yes, but it was like,
Got it.
I like the idea of, for Thanksgiving, cooking a Thanksgiving meal, but only using ingredients from the New World before the Columbian Exchange. So
Okay.
that means there's no butter, there's no
What are you going to eat?
Grains. You can only, you would need to use like turkey tallow, for example.
Bear tallow might work better.
This is why I got Hunter on the pod, because he can bring this.
He knows what's up.
Exactly. So this
he knows good tallow.
You know what else would you make? You'd make some squash. You would have beans. Corn for sure.
Some maize.
Yes.
You'd have a little maize action.
And if you could even have potatoes if you wanted to.
Okay.
But those are from South America. I'd like to keep it to North America. Mm-hmm. Only what was in Ontario.
So what's your question? It sounds more like a weird brag.
No, it's just my idea for him.
Okay.
Do you think you could
do
this?
That was sort of what, going through culinary school and learning about, French cuisine and Italian cuisine and, Mediterranean and, little bits of Japanese cuisine. There was like, okay, well, I'm passionately Canadian. What the heck is Canadian cuisine? So
for sure,
we talk about it all the time.
Yeah, and Antler was really just supposed to be an exploration of Canadian cuisine and really like all of Canada. I really wanted to incorporate a lot more fish. Foraging's a big part of what we do. We do a lot of stuff, funky stuff with the cocktails and foraging. We didn't really understand that the name Antler had a lot of weight towards the meat side of things. And we do some seafood, and like right now we have BC wild sockeye. We're doing halibut, wild halibut right now. I love walleye and things from the Great Lakes. All types of shellfish, squid, octopus, all that stuff. But people really come to Antler for bison ribeyes, deer rack, duck. The game meats, and with carving a deer leg in the window. If I had carved a whole gigantic halibut in the window, maybe that would have gone different. But which would be equally, I think, as cool. But I think meat
it's
was
a fish, whatever. They don't feel pain.
I think they believe fish have feelings too. I think, but
I think that's actually Finding Nemo.
So
fish are friends.
We should actually recap that incident, because it was so long ago now. I guess it was 8 years ago?
Yeah, it was 2018. It was the end of 2018, I believe.
And so what happened? So you opened your restaurant in what year?
2015.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're coming up on 11 years now. We got a weird anonymous email from the head of security of Canada Goose. And
the jacket company?
Yes, so they were getting hammered with protesters at their stores for the coyote fur on their jackets. So they had undercover vegan spies in these Facebook groups, because they were they would post events on Facebook, and all these crazy vegans would sign up and show up at their stores. So they would just prepare ahead of time, involve police, and have their own security and whatever to sort of manage these wackos. So they wrote us, and they showed screenshots and links to these Facebook groups and events that were posted on Facebook. They were showing up at our restaurant on a Thursday next week, and it was what the heck is going on?
They had a whole tour scheduled?
Yeah, we're going to Antler Thursday, and these people are professional agitators, and I don't know if it's PETA or where they're getting their money from. But they were protesting the slaughterhouse at stockyards. They had all week long, they had these events that they go to, and that's all they do. Wow. And so what happened was, the leader of this crew was a cyclist and rode by Antler on her bicycle and was offended by our chalkboard sign that said "Venison is the new kale." At the time, there was every restaurant in the city had a kale salad.
Yeah.
Kale was hot.
Kale chips.
Kale, everything kale.
It was a big time for kale.
It was a big deal for kale.
You weren't involved.
No, yeah.
I was around. Do you know the biggest buyer of kale in the 1990s? Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Because they would put it on their fucking buffets, and they wouldn't even eat it.
Garnish.
Yes.
But the purple kale, they had the green and purple stuff.
Yeah, because it was dirt cheap. Nobody ate it. Where were you on that one, dipshit? I knew that fun fact.
Oh, yeah, you were at Pizza Hut eating the fucking kale. Ooh, this is good. Hey, guys, this is edible? I'm on the cut.
No all-you-can-eat Sunday machine for me.
Yeah, I don't want the treats at pizza. I'm going to have the garnish.
Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, so that's how it started. This chalkboard sign was a joke. And there's like 2 staff members that still won't admit who did it, which is hilarious.
Oh, it's
but
like
we have an idea. Like someone did it, and like the because of what happened, they didn't own up to it. Like no one.
I love the idea of it being like a Goodwill Hunting situation. And he's writing it on there, and the vegan protester's like, "Hey, wait!" It's like venison is the new kale.
But yeah, like this head of security guy was great. You know, they gave us another security company to hire when they were going to come, so we had to hire private security because if they entered our building, you can call the police, but who knows what their response time is.
True.
So you can legally remove someone that's trespassing, but if I were to do it, they would try and sue me or charge me with
right, you'll be liable.
But if you get a private security guard, it's different?
To haul them out. No, they take on.
Wow.
They would take on that liability. So we'd hire security. We actually, notified the police and just kind of like waited to see what happened. And it was sad. Like 5 people showed up with like these lame signs and like whatever, and it was like these horrible photos of animal torture that like does not happen in Canada. Slaughterhouse. I've been to several slaughterhouses working for different companies, and they're like the cleanest places I've ever. I was like shocked how clean and bright they were. There's like soapy water flowing on the floor, going into these like drains on the floor that run along the whole. Like it's just like everything's being washed. Yeah, these it was like 6 people would show up with these stupid signs.
So how many times did they show up before
they came once? Because I would leave when they came because I knew I was going to get in trouble. I was going to do something stupid. Like I'm going to fight someone.
Good for you. You're well. You have your mother is very smart.
I just know like I'm going to hurl rocks off the roof at these people.
If I just saw you walking at me, I'd be like, I'm going to eat meat now.
Meat's okay.
Yeah, meat's good. Sorry.
They came once a week for 3 months, and then they started like really like dig into my personal socials. They were like screen grabbing pictures of my kids and like putting them online, and then there was like sort of death threats starting to happen, and it's like creepy shit. And then I would always leave. My business partner had something going on, and I had to stay. And we got a whole deer delivered that morning, and I just thought I was like, I can't take this anymore. I saw people coming in that were like visibly upset because they had these pictures of like dogs being skinned alive and shit. And it was like, this is not happening in Canada.
Like this?
Yeah.
No. And then I saw this. Then they started bringing like megaphones, and when the door would open, they would start screaming in their slogans. And it was screwing up our like walk-in traffic because there's like these lunatics outside. People just cross the street, so it was like screwing up our walk-in business. And I was like, fuck these people. This lady came in, looked like she was about to cry, and I was like, all right, I've had enough. And my wife was actually at the bar with her girlfriends and like sees me walk by with like this deer leg because we had a whole deer delivered that morning. So I go and get the hindquarter off a deer. I'm walking by with this deer leg and the red cutting board, and my wife's like, "Uh-oh." Like, this is not going to go well. And then so then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do my job. I had a bottle of sanitizer and like a rag, and like tried to make it like I would if I just basically did my job that I would do in the basement in the front window. Like, and that was it was a counter protest. I was like, you're offending my customers. I'm going to offend you. You can F off and get away from my business.
It's an educational thing too. These guys are thinking, where's the dog? That doesn't look like a dog.
And the funny thing was, Pavao, which is like kind of a famous Portuguese butcher shop, is right across the street from us. There's a fishmonger right across. Pavao has like dry aged beef hanging in their window, like whole sides, and it's like, why are you here? Go over there. Like I just didn't make any sense. And then we started really digging into it, and like their manifesto is like the humane meat myth is what they call it, and like they figured out they go to McDonald's and protest. Like no one cares if you're going to McDonald's. It's crap. You just want a burger. Like so they knew
you're there with your kids getting a Happy Meal because they're crying.
Yeah, like so they know that has zero impact at McDonald's. So they purposely target family-run, whatever, small businesses that actually care about what they're doing, and they call it this humane meat myth that there's no sustainable farming because no animal wants to die, and treating animals well before you slaughter them isn't humane, and then they know they protest these restaurants and they get more attention basically, and anyway, so I did this. They filmed the whole thing. The best part was the guy narrating the film sounded just like such a dweeb.
Power Daddy, can you play this?
And And I think that's what made it, 10 times better. Was this guy was just such a nerd.
Look at what he's doing to the deer.
They're murdering. They're murderers.
Protesters by carving meat in front of
Oh,
them.
this is like
You're
a-
watching
oh,
Sleep Trending.
boo.
I'm Marjorie
Yeah,
I
the
picked the
original
wrong video,
guy is
sorry.
like, it's hard to find the real one. They've kind of tried to scrub it because they just look like idiots. But
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You can just play
one
it
of,
on
one
mute,
of the
too.
best parts
Just
is like
mute it.
they called the police. Anyway, the female officer comes in and she's like, "My uncle's a hunter. This is awesome." It's like verbatim,
man.
and she's like, and then the guy's like, "Is any of this illegal?" Like he's asking me, "Is this
That's
illegal?"
so good.
He's like, "Is what you're doing like against health regulations?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't think so. Like this is what I'd be doing in the basement. Like I've got my stuff here. I've got sanitizer. I've got hand washing, whatever." So they're like, "All right, well, cool. Have a good night." And they just left. And then their narration on top of the video was like, "Oh, the police are here. They're going to shut them down." And then they're like, "Oh, they're laughing. That's not good." It was like the whole thing was just like comedy.
Oh no, they're picking up the leg and going. La, 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 la.
He's
That's
so
not
good.
good.
The cop has the knife, and now he's showing him how to cut it.
Yeah.
They're having so much fun.
So
He's
it
tying
was
up
just
his
like
apron.
comedy. The whole thing was just comedic. And then I went and I cooked a steak, brought it back to the window, and ate it in front of them. And that was just like the icing on the cake.
And you probably, at the end of the day, you're like, that was fun, own those guys. And then you wake up the next morning and it's like all over whatever.
It blew up and it went viral, but on their channels first. So we started getting pounded with like 1-star reviews from people in Germany and like all over the world being like, shut them down. It was like, cancel culture in full effect.
Yeah.
And like we had a business meeting with another restaurant group to potentially, talk about partnering with these guys. And our phones are blowing up and it's like Apple News, like, and like the face of your phone, sometimes you get like news alerts.
Yeah.
And it was like Apple News, like Antler. And we were just like, oh no, like we're screwed.
You're like, did everyone else just get this?
Yeah. Like
Not
it was,
personalized?
and it was like, for that, like 2 or 3 days, we thought we were canceled. We were like, we had to shut down the ratings on Facebook. Like everywhere we could, we were turning off comments and like we were just getting hammered. And then it was like Monday morning. I think her name was Lauren O'Neill with Blog TO, did an article about it, and it absolutely exploded.
And was the article like journalistic, or was it like opinionated?
It was a little bit opinionated. Blog TO is, I would say, extremely left leaning, but actually she did a pretty good job, and reporting the facts, and then it just blew up. Like every single media outlet in the United States contacted us. Everyone in Canada, obviously, and like Time Magazine, Fox News, like Washington Post. We didn't know what the heck to do, and I had a friend she now has a sort of restaurant PR firm, but she used to work in PR and crisis management for the government. So we called her and was just like, help. Like, what do we do?
This is a federal level issue here.
It was like, this is potentially going south. And they just gave us great advice. They're like, we're going to craft, you're going to sit down, we're going to craft a response, and we're going to have an interview with one respectable news outlet, which was the Globe and Mail. And so we sat down with Corey Mintz, which is a respected food writer, and we just told our story. And we're like, this is who we are. We stand by what we do. We believe in what we're doing. We're working with local farmers and fishermen and foragers, and like we're not doing anything wrong here. This was a response to these people that are actively, openly trying and advocating to shut down our business. We employ like 25 people in the city of Toronto, and like this is just who we are. And from there, we did no more interviews. We said, and so what happened was our story was solidified, and every other news article, in the States, Canada, we started getting articles from Europe, Asia, Australia, South America. They all quoted that one article. So my story was this one story where, these guys, they gave a different interview to every single news outlet that contacted them. And then it made them sound crazy because their story kept changing. And then people started bringing in, okay, well, you stand for all lives matter, all animal lives matter. How do you feel about abortion? And then they would just shut it. So, it would
I wouldn't eat one. Like, is that the question?
So
it's a food discussion.
They, and then they would just go off track and just make themselves look bad. So, we had a really great kind of team help us out. Like I said, I'd done events all over the world cooking. So chefs in France and England and Singapore, people are sending me articles from their local news outlets being like, yo, is this you? Like, this is crazy.
That is crazy.
We had an article sent to us from Moscow. Like, it was like bananas. And then I got a DM to my Twitter from Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was like, cool. Like, I knew Joe Rogan from Fear Factor. What was that comedy show he was in?
News Radio.
News Radio, thank you. Yeah. My wife is a big fan of News Radio.
He got the tear out the window.
So, but I didn't really like, to be honest, I don't listen to a lot of like now I listen to more podcasts, but certainly at the time, like I don't think I'd ever listened to a podcast. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then this PR girl that had just helped us, navigate through all this bullshit was like, you can't just go on there and high five. Like, you can't say whatever you want to say. Because we're all like, they were still protesting us once a week, and we were speaking with a lawyer about getting an injunction to shut them down. And they were like, you can't just go on there and say it's great and have fun and joke around and then go to court and say, well, they're hurting our business. So
yeah, well, they're starting to chill out, and you're like, oh, I gotta go do Joe Rogan. They're
Yeah.
like, post back up,
So
stay here.
and like, I had no idea.
Hold.
They were like, he's like the largest, most downloaded podcast in the entire world. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, what have I
And
agreed to?
those guys don't like them.
But yeah.
They're not downloading it.
But I think the funny thing was, so he, obviously he's a comedian. He was working on a special, and I think there was like, he had some vegan material already in his act. So I think this was, for him, just really interesting. And as at the time he was, getting more into hunting himself. And I think he just thought it was interesting, and it was, he kind of worked. He had some vegan stuff in his act already, so. Yeah, it worked out. My dad lived in LA. That was before he moved his studio. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll just go visit my dad and do a Joe Rogan podcast at the same time.
That's sick.
It's
also so cool to be able to like call a guy out, be like, okay, this is in international news, and I might be able to get a tag out of this. Yeah. So let's get him out here.
Yeah, he was just probably pissed. Like, he was into that scene too, and he's probably seeing this and like, oh, I'm going to jock this guy.
And you know what? And he, he's like, I want to help you guys. Like, he was like, I want to show, give you guys support and a platform to tell your story. And yeah, he was awesome. He was, super nice, down to earth and just chill. Yeah.
Did you guys eat any
really
food?
Fun. No, especially before, like, I was expecting to like hang out and chat and stuff. And like, I was like shooting him some questions here and there. And he's like, just respectfully, we got to save it for the pod. Like, he won't talk to you about what he's doing.
Well, it's so fucking long
until the podcast because it's hard to recreate a conversation that you've already had or that energy you have when you guys start vibing, right? So
how long was your pod with him? Do you remember?
I think it was like 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. It goes on for a long time.
Do you go pee?
I don't know if we had a break. I don't think we did. Yeah, I'm like Camel. Like, I can. I drove from Toronto. I was driving to Nashville, and I actually made it to Kentucky before I stopped to pee, which was 9 hours.
That's crazy. We have one buddy like that who can he can hold a piss so long that on a drinking night he'll go, gonna go take a piss, and we go, I want to hear it. Yeah, he can hold a piss for like 8 hours.
You drink 9 beers, man. You have to go pee.
So I was not drinking on the drive, but
right.
I made it from Toronto like 9 hours without stopping, other than the border to do the border thing. And then I my truck has like a gigantic gas tank, and I actually stopped because I needed gas.
That's crazy.
So,
might as well pee if I'm stopping.
Might as well.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Take a pee break on Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, I was absolutely. That's why I would probably wear a diaper.
I wouldn't drink.
Who is it? Richard from the Stern Show. He said he goes to concerts and wears a diaper.
Yeah. We talked about that. We talked about that on the pod.
On the Patreon.
Yeah. No, dude, that's gnarly to like, even especially in like 2018, he was huge. So did you get a lot of residuals off that?
Like my social media exploded. And like, so the interesting thing was, like, we were already a successful restaurant. Like, we were busy. We made the first year we came out, we made the En Route Air Canada Best New Restaurant list. We made the top new restaurant list for Toronto Life. We had a good, Toronto Star rating. Globe and Mail was good to us. Like, we like, everything was going great. So yeah, but this, like, we just exploded.
Yeah.
And there was still, this was pre-COVID, there was no travel restrictions. We had so many people here on business that were like, I listen to Joe Rogan, I'm here from Texas, on business or New York or wherever on business, came to Antler. Like, and we were full for like the first 6 months. It was very difficult to get a reservation. I probably lost all of my kitchen staff in 6 months just because it was so busy. Like every day you're coming into work and getting slaughtered. Like, and we're small. Like we couldn't even bring it. Like I think at that time we didn't even have a prep person. So then we hired prep people for the mornings. But like, we're 45 seats. We typically, even now we do around 100 covers on a Saturday, but Tuesdays or, Tuesday, Wednesdays, we maybe do 40 to 60 covers. But so it was like, we're doing 105 covers like every night of the week. And so like, it was just stressful. It was nuts.
Who was the coolest guy, or who like called and was like, hey, I want to come through? Like, did Robert De Niro pull up, or like
I'm going to butcher his name, Peyton Oswald.
Oh, Patton Oswald, yeah.
Yeah, so he tweeted about us. Ted Nugent tweeted about us. There was a couple like big celebrities tweeted about us.
Those are very different sides of the political
yeah,
spectrum.
I was like, wow, you really,
Well, that's the thing.
I
Everyone's
bet those
money.
tweets weren't similar.
Yeah, everyone's money's green, and it's like, and that's why this and because the funny thing was like we had vegan dishes we had 2 vegan options on the menu. Which now are gone.
You got to call it the protester too.
Yeah,
That'd be so good.
And it's like, I don't care if you're halal or kosher. Like, we'll figure something out. We'll order it in. We'll do whatever. So it was very strange for us that these people picked our restaurant.
Yeah, I went there, I think, before the thing blew up, and then I went once after too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I didn't really notice a difference. The thing I remember the most is that there was like a smoked whiskey drink. That was the first thing I ever. Like, people do that now. You see that more often.
We still do that.
Yeah, but it was like that was the first place I ever saw it.
And
I was
like the machine on it, and goes like, and they
no, we torch. We have like this wood board, and then we put cinnamon on it, and we blow torch the cinnamon until it starts smoking, and then we smoke the glass, and then you make the cocktail and pour it in that glass, and it has the residual smoke. And it's cinnamon, like it tastes like cinnamon smoke with your whiskey. It's pretty neat.
I saw a tweet from somebody that was like, just give me my Jack Daniels and don't fucking do any of that stuff. It's like, shut up. You can't enjoy something like high class
and,
for once.
We'll do that too. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Order it neat. Like, I don't know.
Where do you like to eat in the city?
I don't like. I've got 3 kids now. One of them's in university, but so yeah, getting out is tough. I like to visit my friends. Like, I've worked in the city. I've been a chef for like 30 years. So I started as a teenager when I was 13. So it like most restaurants I go to, I know a server, or I know one of the cooks, or I know the head chef or the owner or whatever. And it's I like to go where I know my friends are working, just so I can see my people.
Yeah, but where were you cooking at 13? Harvey's?
Yeah, pretty much. It was so I grew up in Caledon. It was this local diner called the Grill at the Forks. I actually applied to pump gas because I just wanted money to buy pot like a regular 13-year-old kid. And like smokes. And I was like, cool, the gas station sells smokes. I got a hookup for smokes. And the guy's like, I don't need any help at the gas station, but I need someone to wash dishes. So I would ride my bike there at like 7 a.m. on weekends. Like, this is before I even went to high school. All summer I worked there, and I'd open up with the manager and the breakfast cook, and then I would wash dishes, and they'd have me buttering toast and deep frying hash browns and whatever. And this place had lineups out the door, and it was just like this greasy spoon local diner. And then then they had me work in the fryer and work in eggs and whatever. But yeah, like that place was nuts. Like, I remember, the chef or the head cook got sick, and this lady was like, oh, I'll help you like a little bit on the grill. Like, you'll be fine. And, like, I got no business. I have no food handler's certification. Like, I don't know what's going on. And like an order of pancakes came through, and I'd been there probably all summer, and I'd never even seen an order of pancakes go out of this place. I had no idea how to make pancakes. And there was like this bag of Aunt Jemima pancake mix, basically like 2 inches off the floor on this shelf.
Yeah.
And the bag's like half open. It's like the paper flour bag, but it's the pre-made mix. You just add water. And she's like, yeah, add water in a bowl, whisk it, and then, pour it on the grill, put oil on the grill. And I guess like flies or moths or something had gotten in this bag.
Oh my God.
And this lady sent the pancakes back, and there was like a half-eaten fly, and then it was spit out on the plate. And like, I was just like mortified as a person, sending this thing out to somebody that ate it. But yeah,
give that to the vegan protesters.
Fond memories of my very first job, but
man, Good stuff. Really interesting. But there was one thing that I noticed we didn't mention in that last riff was the bet back bonus from mybookie.ag, which you can only use. Funny, this is my favorite part of the riff. You can only use it with code BISHOP. I know. Good stuff. I don't know how I forgot to mention that. BISHOP? That's the code on mybookie.ag. Hey, I'm a robot and I need to make money on sports gambling, so I'm going to use code Bishop on mybookie.ag. Anyway, guys, aliens, they might want to do NCAA. They might want to do an alien sport. I don't know if they have that, but I guess it would probably be an e-sport. Probably StarCraft, right?
An A-sport.
Alien sport. I got it, guys. Use code BISHOP, BISHOP, on mybookie.ag on your next betting session. Thanks, Weasels.
Did you grow up in a cooking household? Like, do your parents, or they get
kind
cooks?
of? Yeah. Well, I grew up with a single mom, so I started cooking as like necessity. She would, when I was young, she had a babysitter, and then as I got a little older, it was just me, and then. The odd time she'd get stuck working late or stuck in traffic. We lived in the country. She worked in the city. So I remember her being like, okay, turn on the toaster oven, get the chicken thighs out of the fridge, get the shake and bake out of the cupboard.
You're the prep guy.
Yeah.
You're the prep guy.
And it's like the shake and bake. You shake the chicken in the bag with the breadcrumbs and the seasoning, and then you take the chicken out of the bag, put the bag back in the box, and then put the bag into the cupboard. Yeah. Like there's no fridge in the equation. Yeah. Like that's so like food safety standards, that's like very wrong. But yeah, so I was like, as a kid learning how to shake and bake chicken. So she'd tell me how to start dinner, and then she'd come home and boil potatoes and vegetables and whatever. But like I cooked at home for necessity. But yeah, I wasn't part of this like gastronomy family or anything. I remember my mom would take me to parties, and I'd be digging into the shrimp tray, and I'd be eating I loved that like cold seafood salad. Yeah. It's like octopus and squid and mussels and stuff. And I liked oysters. Like she'd take me out for sushi, and I was like a kid. So,
oh really?
I just loved food. And, I was always like tall and just hungry. I was just always hungry as a kid. Right. The amount of food I consumed was
just literally
insane.
foraging for sustenance.
Yeah.
Our parents they came from very different cooking backgrounds. Like our mom is a Red Seal chef. She was a baking teacher for a long time. But her parents were from Britain, and they would cook all kinds of crazy shit like cow hearts and tongues and stuff.
Yeah.
So she was a necessity cooker. And then our dad, he grew up as one of 10, and he was dirt poor. Yeah. And so he used to make this thing called poor boy toast. Okay. It was the best thing ever. So they didn't have anything. They didn't have like any way of cooking anything other than a stovetop. Yeah. So he would get a coat hanger and put toast like bread on it and cook it over the stove, and it got super burned. Yeah. But he would sometimes we would come home, and I'm like, Dad, we have a toaster now. Yeah, he was like making poor boy toast.
I'd ask for it specifically. So he would put butter on it, and then he'd put sugar on the butter.
And like caramelize it over the...
this
was after.
Well, no, that was sugar bread. That's a different thing. So he would make sugar bread.
You never had a combo of poor boy toast sugar bread?
Yeah, it's gross though. It's burnt.
He didn't like it. I loved it. He'd come home and Dad would be making it with me. We'd be like crack addicts with coat hangers over the stove.
Like hot knives.
Yeah. Well, that's clearly why he was so good at it. He's like, okay, now get the paper toilet roll. Oh no, we don't need that.
Yeah, he was doing that when he was like 6 years old, making that poor boy toast. Yeah, and they would have for dinner. They would just his dad worked for General Mills, so he would just get a big thing of Sugar Crisp. Yeah. He'd be like, here's your dinner, kids. And all the kids would just eat Sugar Crisp.
Eat a sack of Sugar Crisp.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, really? No.
It's like a cereal?
Yeah.
General Mills.
Cereal, man.
I wasn't, the one thing my mom was like, she was strict, like, Cocoa Puffs and Lucky Charms. Like, that was not a thing in my house. It was like you drooling as a kid watching TV and those commercials come on.
Oh, I would fight for it. I was a big baby about that. If we could get some Lucky Charms.
Yeah. I hated Lucky Charms. My favorite was Sugar Crisp and Captain Crunch.
Okay.
Captain Crunch, have you ever had?
Yes, obviously now. But, when I was we had my favorite were those like Quaker oatmeal instant packets. like the maple brown sugar and the peaches and cream. Those little instant.
They had
oatmeal. I
one
remember
when
those.
we
We
were
had
growing
those.
up. It was called Dino Eggs.
Okay.
And there was like little white eggs in it, and then they would melt and then reveal little candy dinosaurs.
Amazing.
I'm like, this is crazy to eat this.
You were big on Dino Eggs.
Oh, Dino Egg oatmeal. We ate so many. I mean, the 90s was really the golden age for shitty, disgusting candy foods.
Yeah, before the science came out of like what it did to your body.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
we all have
eating,
cancer now.
slimes.
Yeah. Personally, I reject the science. I don't.
There was one thing I drank. It was from like Nickelodeon. There was also like TV companies, like networks making food. So,
No way.
dude, it was called a belly washer. Look this up if you can find it, Robin. It was called a belly washer, and it was like a liquid, but it was almost like slime. And I remember I got one at like Wonderland or something, and it was when I had the realization of like, oh, this is poison.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
this is just chemicals.
It's not
and
good.
It's like thicker than water. It was like
I just had this ginger ale.
these things. Scooby Doo is on it. See,
Yeah, it must be good.
it's like
Whoa.
Cartoon Network or what is this? Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, because there's Johnny Bravo, there's Dexter. Yeah, this is Hanna-Barbera for sure.
These are not good for
Powerpuff
you.
Girls.
I want to see what's inside of it.
Yeah, what's in a belly washer?
You know what's crazy? Because this I don't know where I put my can, but I looked at this ginger ale and it said made with real ginger, and I looked at the ingredients and
not
it was
on
like,
there.
First of all, it's not on there, and also it's like Allura Red. Why is this? That's first of all, that's Red 40.
Yeah.
They
No,
just
I
changed the name.
I think ours are better, aren't they? I thought we can't have Red 40.
No, man, they just changed the name to Allura Red.
Derived. Really?
No, you can have it here.
It's like Rouge Van Catch.
Yeah,
It's like, no, it's not Red 40.
Red 40's brutal.
Okay, water.
Calling it Spazberry is a great indicator that it's gonna fuck a kid up.
That's so good.
Spazberry.
It just makes the kids go crazy.
I drank too much Spazberry. Now I'm on the spectrum.
I have to take Ritalin every day.
Yeah.
Drinking
Man.
Spazberry punch.
What a great name.
Yeah, cellulose gum.
I'm going to steal that. I'm going to make a cocktail called Spazberry at
Oh,
the restaurant.
please.
That'd be amazing.
Red number 40. Yeah, like isn't blue number 1 just crushed up beetles?
There's a lot of stuff like that, like
Please,
Campari, like
Robin.
I think it's Campari. They use like these ground up bugs to make the red color in Campari.
Yeah, I thought the blue
Castor oil. Do you know what that is?
isn't that
Comes
just
from
beavers?
beavers?
Yeah, it's like beaver anal gland, and it tastes like vanilla.
Yeah, that's
So
gnarly.
most fake
Artificial,
vanilla.
artificial vanilla.
Yeah, most fake vanilla
Gross.
is beaver ass juice.
Oh, okay, I was wrong. Michael Hunter was right. It's made red. It's for red dyes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Red dye.
Yeah, we're made safely in a lab from petroleum products. Oh, okay, so that's better.
Yeah.
They just turn gas into blue number 1. And why is it in everything? Like this is,
Cause blue's good, baby.
yeah. Why does stuff isn't blue one of the colors that you're supposed to be absolutely repulsed by
Oh, like from
from
food
nature?
perspective?
That's why
Probably.
the frogs,
Like
the poison
mold.
frogs
Yeah,
are blue.
yeah. Everything bad is blue.
Yeah, I don't need to eat anything blue. But that's the 90s, man. I do miss eating that shit for sure.
Yeah, drinking Chubbies.
Oh, chubbies were so
It's
good.
like 100 grams of, or like 100 milliliters of juice with 80 grams of sugar. It's just like
you
do ever have a
you only
Chubby?
eat healthy now, right?
I wouldn't say only, but I definitely like the last few weeks I've been trying to eat healthy. I got some knee problems, and I'm like, okay, I just got to lose weight. Like at this point, so
What do you do to lose weight?
I just bit the bullet. Like my son's in competitive hockey, and he goes to all these fancy trainers and stuff. So now I'm just like, okay, I need to see you now.
I thought he was
Yeah.
going to say he started taking Ozempic. I thought you were like, I bit the bullet. I'm just taking Ozempic.
Yeah, I'm
That's what I
taking
thought
Ozempic.
too.
But,
I thought he was going to say
yeah,
that
I'm
too.
just because like it's so easy just to get busy in life and neglect yourself, like and look after your kids and work and everything that's going on in life. And so now I find with the trainer, like I have to show up once a week to meet with him, and then I'm liable for the 2 other times a week I got to go. And I try not to eat like shit and drink during the week, and keep the booze into the weekends. And
This guy likes to suck him back over
tough,
here.
man.
I don't mind it too. I'm a big
it's
fan.
hard, like the restaurant, and especially the restaurant industry. Like I want to try what, we're doing a new cocktail menu, so it's like I'm trying cocktails for 3 days next week.
I got to try everyone's version.
Yeah,
of it,
and if
make
it's
sure
like
they're all
and
consistent.
and
Supposed to spit them out.
well, it's like you kind of taste them with a straw. Like you put the straw in, plug
Right,
the straw, and then
you have just a comically large straw.
Yeah.
Just your whole thumb's in it.
but yeah, like I don't eat fast food. Like the rare occasion we're on the road or something, I'll get we get burgers or Wendy's or whatever. But I try and like McDonald's breakfasts, I actually think are somewhat healthy. They actually use real eggs. Tim Hortons food has actually just gone to absolute garbage.
Oh yeah.
They don't cook anything. They just reheat crap from a frozen box. So I don't eat anything from Tim Hortons.
Dude,
anymore.
I went to East Side Mario's.
Oh man,
Just like barf.
Yeah, it was horrible. It's all reheated garbage.
it's like food from Back to the Future.
Unless
2
they
now.
want to sponsor the pod. That's the best
It
thing
comes
ever.
out and it's this big, and then they put it in a big oven and it goes.
Yeah.
It's like freeze dried.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. But I do cook a lot at home. I'm home a lot more now. We have a chef at the restaurant. I'm there, during the day and during the week and stuff. I try not to work weekends anymore, and I try to have a life and see my family and all that good stuff.
How do you source your ingredients because you're very much into that scene?
Yeah, so we work with local distribution companies, and basically just have to say, like, I want Ontario produce.
Yeah.
They get you Ontario produce. We work directly with some farmers, some local fish guys from the West Coast that they actually are the fishermen, which is kind of cool. And then some local fisheries too, like, walleye from the Great Lakes, whitefish, perch, East Coast, lobster, scallops, mussels, all that stuff. But yeah, like I said, it's basically just a choice, and unfortunately it costs more. All the local stuff costs more, which sucks. And then things like the carbon tax, and farmers put gasoline in their tractors, right? Like everything goes up. All the delivery company, like the companies now start charging for delivery because of carbon tax. So dining out is just so expensive. But
It's crazy.
and it's crazy. Like a jug of this 20-liter jug of oil for the fryer used to be $20. Now it's like $45.
Dude, we used to have a food truck.
Yeah.
And we'd buy those big jugs of oil.
$20,
Yeah,
$18,
it was whatever.
$19, whatever it was. And now, and like COVID, it went to like 60 at one point.
Yeah,
like,
we
for 20
just
liters.
were like just for a fun fact, I'm like, let's see what it would cost the ingredients now. Like we stopped doing it in 2019, so it was right before COVID. It's like how much we would have to charge like $28 for a sandwich now.
For a deep fried sandwich.
Yes, I went to, my son is bigger than me. He's 16. We went to California Sandwiches one time, and it was like $60. And I was like, oh my, for the two of us. Like two veal sandwiches with rapini and, hot peppers and 2 Cokes. And it was like $65. Like,
I
what?
gotta start
They're
feeding
pretty
my
good,
kid
though.
venison.
Oh,
now.
they're amazing.
If your kid's bigger than you, I gotta start feeding my kid just any animal I can find.
Well, the funny thing is, I'm like, okay, it's all wild, this natural food or whatever. But I'm like, what if this deer is eating this crazy GMO corn? Now I'm feeding it to my kid.
Yeah. What level
But,
hockey does he play?
He's AA.
Nice.
Yeah, he's skating. He's trying to make AAA. He got a major setback. He tore his ACL, and he missed his entire U15 year. But he's great. Like he's doing well. He's starting to get he goes to all these AAA skates now. He's skating with 2 teams, trying to make one of them. They skate all summer, and then they actually solidify their teams at the end of the summer for U18 anyway. Because guys are dropping down from junior, or they're losing guys to junior. So he's kind of waiting to see if he can get himself a spot. But because he's going to these skates, we're starting to get, scouts from this junior C team and this prep school, scout. And so it's I don't know. For him, I'm not a huge hockey guy. I grew up snowboarding and ski racing and stuff. So I just tell him, like, hey, I'm here to support you, and I'll drive you around and put up the cash. And
It's a lot of work and a lot of money.
yeah, and I put it,
sure.
And it's on him. It's like, hey, man, this is going to be what you make it. So he's got, he's 16. So he's got U17, U18 years left. And then it's, juniors after that, or college or whatever. And for me, if he can get some kind of scholarship or partial scholarship or whatever, that's awesome. And, for him, it keeps him out of trouble. Like I was a crazy youth. So for him, he's not skateboarding and smoking dope with his friends. He's at the hockey rink or at the gym. So
Sounds horrible to me. Do you guys go hunting together?
Yeah. No, my whole family. I'll take my wife. My youngest is 4. She's come out with us a bunch. My oldest daughter's 23. She's into hunting.
Nice.
We all go.
Does your youngest go like, a deer, daddy? You're
Pretty
like,
much.
"Fuck."
Yeah, pretty much. We almost killed a turkey with my daughter, but she was like 2, and I had her strapped to my chest. And we were kind of just like going for a hike, and I thought if we can get a turkey to gobble, that'd be cool. And then we had one gobble. It came in. My wife couldn't get a shot. It was behind bushes or whatever, but we almost got one with this toddler. It was pretty funny.
Crazy.
You're about to see something really cool now.
Yeah. I was like 20 yards back calling, and my wife was sort of in front of me in a different bush. But anyway, it was fun.
How often do you go hunting?
It's never enough. It's just become like a complete obsession, and I've been really fortunate to actually now combine food into the hunting and outdoor space, and I actually work with some outdoor brands now, which is really cool.
Sick.
And the more time I spend outside, the less time I want to be inside working in a kitchen. But so yeah, I basically live my life by the seasons now. Something's always in season, and if it's not hunting, it's fishing.
Yeah.
Do you love hunting so much that if they sold a vegan tag, would you buy one of those?
That's pretty.
If it was all
inhumane.
above board. If it was all it's all. They're raised nicely.
What's a tag? I don't even know.
It's like you buy them so you can kill a thing, put the tag on it, and then it's legit. Because if you kill an animal without a tag, it
just depends what it is. Like deer, you have to have a deer tag because they're managed. The Ministry of Natural Resources.
It's like a Pokemon drop. So like on August 1st,
all
these guys will be online,
Yeah.
and there'll be like 80 deer tags dropped or whatever, and they'll all try and get one.
Oh, and if you don't get one, you can't.
You're not supposed to kill a
Sort
deer.
of. So for moose, it's like that. It's like a lottery. For
take
moose,
it.
it's like a lottery. For deer, it's pretty well like if you get a hunting license, you can just buy your buck tag for anywhere in the province. If you want an additional tag or a doe tag, that's kind of like a lottery because they manage how many you're allowed to harvest basically.
What's a buck tag cost?
I think it's like $26 as an Ontario resident.
Okay.
It's like $26, maybe 30. I don't know. I haven't bought mine. Like usually they go on sale in the fall.
Oh, I would have thought it was like $500.
So if you're a non-resident and you're coming in, then they jack up the price. But because our tax dollars pay for the Ministry of Natural Resources to like manage our wildlife. So
scope this deer. You got to drag it back into a truck.
Yeah.
Two guys.
There's
a lot
a
of the
meme.
time they cut it up and they'll take it piece by piece. And do
Yeah,
like
depending
5
how
trips.
far away you are, like you can either drag it out. There's a meme that's funny. It's like
I could just
nothing will show
I
you
love
how
not
out
talking
of shape
about
you are until it's deer season and you're dragging a deer out of the woods. But yeah, you can like quarter it in the field and hike it out. Call a buddy. If you're lucky, you can drive a quad in and hoist it and drag it out or something.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I'm hunting by myself, archery in the woods or whatever, and I like to hunt in the snow. They drag a lot better in the snow.
Yeah.
And then you can find them better in the snow too, which is
Yeah.
the blood trail.
Yeah.
And then they rut, which is like their mating season is more in November, late October, early November. But archery seasons open earlier. They give you more time archery.
Yeah.
Just where I grew up in Caledon, there's no gun season for deer. So you have to use a bow or go further north or out of the city farther.
But the meat you're pulling off the deer, what do you do with it?
I take it. So just because I'm a chef and I know how to do it and I have processing equipment and like vac pack machines and stuff, I just bring it home, do it all in the garage, or I have a large backyard and I just prep it all, vacuum seal it, and freeze it all.
How many pounds you getting off like a 6-point?
Yeah, it's
Like that
maybe
one,
like
bud?
150 pounds.
We're just a couple of rough outdoorsmen as well, so
I
we know all the
almost
terms.
wore my camo hat too, but I was like, oh, he'll fucking say something about the camo hat.
Yeah.
Not at all, man.
Have you ever
No.
heard of this thing that the old French Canadian traders would get?
The Coeur de Bois?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about?
Indeed, I am, CJ. They would eat too much deer meat and too much rabbit meat, and they would
Not enough fat.
there was no fat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so they would get sick, and they're like, I don't know what's happening. I'm eating so much meat, but there's no
Yeah.
fat on
I
it.
didn't know that
that's
about
what you're
deer because deer actually do have fat, but the fat is very waxy, so a lot of people don't like it. But yeah, like especially in the belly and stuff, like they have like some lard fat reserves, depending on what time of year you shoot them. But even on their hindquarters, like when they're getting ready for the winter, they're storing fat.
Okay.
At least for does, like some of the bucks, they burn through all their fat when they're in their mating season, but.
So if
definitely like rabbit is zero fat
Yeah.
on them. So
if I cooked up a doe steak and a buck steak and I Pepsi challenged you with them,
yeah.
could you do it? Could you be like, this one's the
Maybe
girl?
like, so a lot of people say like definitely during the rut, the males have crazy hormones, testosterone.
Oh God,
come through them. So,
what does that taste like?
So that's just gamey. Like when people say, "Oh, it's gamey," because if people are hunting like the big trophy bucks in the rut, it's hard to explain. They're kind of stinky. Like they actually they'll urinate on like their back legs, and like they use that as their like scent, and they rub.
I do that too. It doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
I kept pressing on my leg, and this chick was like, "Leave me alone." I'm like, I'm doing nature.
Yeah. So they're so like a rutting buck is definitely a little gamier than a doe for sure. Could I tell the difference? Maybe. People like that are bothered by the gamey taste. It doesn't bother me. So, a lot of times what happens in the field is when people shoot them in the guts and that matter goes stomach fluid, bile gets all over the meat. That tastes like absolute crap. So that I can definitely taste. But so if like you don't get it into a fridge soon enough and it's like warm October weather, the meat can kind of start to go off and stink and not taste good. So, there's factors when people don't like game meat. There's some of those factors sometimes.
Damn.
Somebody gave me a bear meat sausage one time, and it was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was the worst thing I ever ate.
Sausage tough too, because like sausage, you got to get the texture right. Yeah. So like if you don't know what you're doing and you stuff meat into a casing, it kind of just tastes like ground meat in a casing, and it's like crumbly and not. You have to get the fat ratio right. There's like I've got this big tool to mix it properly to get the texture right. So yeah, the sausage making is like there's a bit of an art to it.
There's a place in Banff that serves a bunch of rare meats. Like you can get rattlesnake and ostrich and all kinds of weird stuff.
I actually just tried rattlesnake for the first time, and that it actually tastes good, but it's tough as nails. So
I had gator in Louisiana.
I like gator
last year. That was really good, actually.
That's crazy.
Gator's
fried gator, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fried. It was very delectable, I would say.
Yeah, I like gator. And people are like, "Oh, do you do all this stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, no, our theme's Canadian."
I always thought, I thought you did, honestly. I thought the whole name Antler was like, we eat the whole fucking thing. We eat the deer eyes. We'll eat this weird fish.
It's not Fear Factor, dude.
I know. But then he did Joe Rogan, and I go, okay, it's Fear Factor. I was right.
Joe Rogan. So he actually came in, and I had a friend that just gave me a narwhal, which is like whale because he's indigenous. And anyway, so actually they came in, and it's called like an amuse, and it's like a little canopy. I actually sent it to their table, and I think he was a little weirded out. But
oh man,
and he was like telling his friends, like, they don't normally do this.
Really?
I was like, whoops.
That's
but
awesome.
I thought he thought it was. I thought he would think it was cool. But
how much do you have to like a guy for you to be like, let me do something special for you, like go off menu and stuff?
Yeah.
Because I know Dave and I both love that. It's when a guy does it and you go, wow, I didn't know that guy liked me that much.
Yeah,
Sure. How much do you have to, are you doing it for like,
if when buddies are coming in, yeah, for sure. Like when buddies are coming in, I always like, or just, I like sending friends stuff or whatever. And I know like, if my family or somebody's coming in and we've just been hunting, then I'll like sort of, maybe share some stuff with them. We're not really supposed to bring in wild meat unless it's like a charity function. We're not supposed to charge for it. Technically, you're supposed to have Toronto Public Health inspect our, situation.
Wow.
But so I try not to do that very often. But we do a lot of private dinners with game at like people's houses and stuff where they provide their own game. They hire us to cook it.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is neat. Yeah.
Do you know what's cool about Canada also? There's lots of berries that maybe you've never heard of.
Okay.
And I think you use them sometimes, right? There's like a Saskatoon berry, for example.
Oh, really? That's a thing?
There's all kinds of berries.
What are they,
throughout.
flat?
That's horrible.
Yeah, well, what the fuck? I don't know.
No, they're just all kinds of fucking different berries that you never heard of.
Yeah.
That's like, how come we don't eat these?
Yeah, I was just in Nunavut, and they were like last year anyway, and the tundra was full of cloudberries. They had these black cranberries. Like there's like, I think they called them crowberries, blueberries. Like it was just like the whole tundra was just nothing but berries in September. I was like blown away. It was beautiful. Really cool to see.
And they pick all those berries?
Oh, yeah.
What's a cloudberry taste like?
Almost like apricot, and it looks like a mangled, warped raspberry almost. It looks like a cloud. Like it's like puffy. It's hard to explain, but it's not like
Pull up a cloudberry.
Yeah, it's not like symmetrical like a raspberry.
And I think a lot of the things like don't carry well. Like a mulberry, for example.
Oh, that looks sick.
Cloudberries are very cool. Yeah,
And it
wild.
opens up it's all covered and then it
Yeah.
comes out. That's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. We should be getting these at Fortino's.
Oh, I'd be smashing cloudberries.
Yeah.
Imagine like a
They're tasty,
cloudberry
too.
and vodka drink.
For sure.
Mind immediately goes to how can I get drunk off of a
Oh
cloudberry?
yeah, dude. Fermented cloudberries. Hello.
One time I made mead.
Mead's
oh
great.
yeah.
I put mead in my my last cookbook. That was a mead recipe.
So I
Oh,
think
he didn't follow it.
Yeah,
I think what happened is it was like methyl alcohol or like the bad stuff that makes you sick.
So so during COVID, I took up fermentation and distilling as my hobby, and it's not methane. It's what is the chemical that it's in all alcohol?
What's the bad alcohol,
It's
Robin?
not methane.
I thought it was
Ethanol.
No, methanol.
methanol. That's what it
Ethanol.
was.
So ethanol is
Yeah.
alcohol. Methanol.
That's what
So when you get a hangover, it's because of methanol. And in wine and beer, there's trace amounts of methanol.
Yeah.
In distilling, methanol burns off before ethanol. So, and like fruit alcohols, and there's another one, sugar, like
Potato,
rums and stuff.
maybe?
Potato, I think, is lower, and grains are lower. But specifically, like fruit brandies give off the most methanol. That cooks off first. So what happens is it's super concentrated, and it comes out of your still first. That has to be removed before you start collecting ethanol that comes after the methanol run. It's very easy to tell the difference because methanol smells like nail polish remover.
Okay.
And if you kind of dip your finger in it and touch it to your tongue, it's like a numbing sensation on your
it's
tongue.
like poison. Yeah.
So, but what happens is it actually attacks it attacks your optic nerve, and that's why people go blind. Is what they would drink that methanol either straight or they wouldn't cut it out of their spirits, and so it's like concentrated mixed in with their spirits. Wine and beer, it's so trace, but with distilling, you're basically cooking the alcohol out of a wine. Like you can make wine, put it in a still, and then that is great brandy that you're making off, but it's just wine, but you're concentrating all the alcohol and removing it from that liquid.
I made a bunch of wine. The wine was great, but I think the mead had methanol in it. And
It will
made
but
me
it will
kinda
all
sick.
have methanol for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it had a lot.
It had a lot because I took one shot and I was extremely drunk off one shot. So I feel like
really?
that's not
Maybe
normal.
it's strong. I think, but even like with mead, like the highest percentage of alcohol you'll make is like 15 to 20.
Yeah, so you shouldn't be pissed drunk off
No.
of one shot of that.
No,
I think
it also
that
could have you could have had some like botulism forming or something.
Yeah, we
what
drank
it
it out
Some
of a
kind of
Viking horn.
bacterial concoction happening in there.
Yeah, so anyways, I got meningitis from that, and it was no, it was. Have you ever heard of this place called Florence Meats in Oakville?
No.
They make a great South African biltong, so I brought some
cool.
for you to try.
Oh, amazing! Thank you.
It's
Love it.
it's unbelievable. I always stop there, and the price went up
this is
insane
great.
on this.
It's the absolute best. Like
It's
It's
the
not
best.
too dry too. I like that.
Yeah, he just got it cut today.
Yeah, so they,
Nice.
they hang it up there, and they win all these international biltong awards, and they'll slice it up in front of you, and you got to pick. You go, I want that one. It has a nice amount of fat on it.
Yeah.
And there's certain
delicious.
guys.
Oh, it's
there's
good,
certain
man.
guys who cut the biltong that if you see them going and they're like, "Hey, can I help you today?" I'll be like, "No, I'm just looking." And then another guy, like my favorite guy, will come and I'll be like, "Yo, Tom, come here." I'll be like, "I need a biltong." And then I won't say who the bad guys are because I go there a lot.
Yeah.
Not that they watch the show, but
They might.
but you gotta be particular. That's a big thing, like in the Asian fish markets. That's why they go at like 4 a.m. the day before somehow, or 2 days before, or whatever, right? Do you have to do any of that stuff out here? You fighting for the
No,
best?
we we don't have like an not that I know of like a fish auction, but we work with suppliers that we trust and they send us stuff and it's it's great, it's fresh.
Do you ever wish you did? Because that looks like a lot of fun.
Looks like a lot of work.
I went
They
to
all got big swords.
the older I think it's pronounced Toshigi fish market in Japan before they moved. And I didn't see an auction, but we walked through some of the areas where they were butchering whole tuna. So it was super cool.
It's crazy, like 200,
Very, very
250 pound, like
Massive fish and these giant look like samurai swords they're
Yeah.
cutting them with and stuff. It was very cool.
and they do like ceremonies with them. They'll pull the sword out and be like, "Ah!" and like put it up in the air.
I've
and
never
then
been. What do you know?
I watch all the like Jiro Dreams of Sushi,
Yeah.
Still Single. Do you know that guy? What's
Jiro? I know who he is. I actually didn't eat there.
Nori, maybe look it up, Robin. Still single. It's a movie about this guy who moves from Japan to Toronto, and I think he got the first Michelin star.
Oh yeah, I know him. Saito.
Saito. Yeah,
Saito,
he's like, and he's a fucking.
Yeah, I actually went to their premiere at TIFF. I don't know if it was a premiere, but I saw it at the film festival.
And a lot of for you, Dave. Basically, a lot of this movie is this guy. He's like, I just want to be a chef, but I love fucking partying and getting drunk, and he does both amazingly. And the doctor's like, you have to stop doing one. And he's like, I won't give up either.
Wait, why would the doctor say pick one? Clearly
Because
stop partying.
He's getting up super early. Like all the chef life is tough. And then you're adding in the party life. He's burning the candle at both ends. And so it's about him not having a girlfriend and just partying and cutting fish. 6.8, it's brutal. This was a great movie.
How do we party with
He's
this guy?
an excellent
I'm
chef.
just saying that.
Excellent chef. Amazing restaurant that he has in Yorkville.
Have you been there at all?
I have been there so I know their owners, and I mentioned earlier we were talking with this restaurant group to partner with. It was actually the guys that own this place.
Oh, really? That's
so I've
funny.
been there before it was fully operational. I actually cooked in their kitchen. We were goofing around, and
They're like, we can't have another fucking liability
what
chef.
I do, I brought in like a venison loin, and then I did like a venison tataki with I took sea urchin. I made like a sea urchin hollandaise I put over it. Anyway, we were goofing around. Yeah, we were having fun in there. But yeah, he's an amazing chef, does incredible food. And that documentary is very cool.
It's really good. You should watch it.
I'm
You'd
going
like
to.
it. But that's what I'm saying. Is
Alexa,
I've seen
add it to my list. I just went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant in London
cool.
with my wife. It was the
That's
first
amazing.
3-star Michelin I've ever been to. It
Very
was
cool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like very regimented. You come, everybody that walks in, they try to make you feel like a celebrity. Basically, they're like, "That's cool. Welcome."
It's the
sir."
hospitality at those restaurants that
For
really like make it. I was I've only been to one 3-star, and I was blown away.
The food like wasn't that much better than just like a good restaurant. You would like whatever, an Antler number 8.
I've
or whatever.
watched a 3-star Michelin video in New York, and they go for their like all hands meeting at the start of the day, and they go, here's everyone's Facebook and Instagram profiles that will be attending tonight, and it's all stapled, and you go, here's the guy's Twitter, here's this guy he makes music, he makes hip-hop music on YouTube, he has 40 subs, and you go talk about his song Drop It Like It's Hot, or what.
Yeah,
Sir,
no, seriously.
I loved your joke on the last pod.
When was the last time you jacked off, sir? It's like, dude, this guy listens to the pod? What
Crazy.
the fuck? Hello, Weasel.
I saw one story, and I forget the restaurant. It was a New York restaurant. What was the name of this place? The owner's a famous restaurateur, and he'd written a book, and it's in his book that there was a 4-top at the restaurant. They were loving everything, and then I guess he overheard, or one of the servers overheard them say they're visiting from New York. They were from Europe or something, and the one thing that they hadn't tried, they were hoping to try before they went home, was like an American hot dog from like a hot dog stand, and they just sort of overheard this while they were having their dinner. So like somebody ran out to like the corner street, like, Mike's hot dog cart, got him a like American hot dog or 2, came back, and then they cut them so that 4 people could try it, and they like brought it out as a dish.
They
and
put it in like a cartouche.
Yeah,
I've
and like,
heard of that. And
they're like,
your New York
and
hot
I think
dogs.
they made it kind of, they garnished it or whatever, a couple dots of ketchup. But
Yeah.
and the people were just so blown away by like that level of hospitality, and that's like kind of the difference that separates fine dining from just wherever.
You can only do so much with the taste buds.
Yeah.
You got to
service.
get guys
Like how many
mentally.
times have you been in a place and the food's great, but your server's a jerk, and it's or just like slow or like not attentive, and it kind of ruins the experience. Like you really have to like, there's design, the comfort of the chairs, the comfortability of the tables. Like there's so much that goes on having a good restaurant experience.
Sat us very weirdly. They sat us almost like this. Like I was there and my wife was here and the table was here.
You were doing a side sit.
Yeah. It was very strange, but everybody was sat like that. I've never seen
Was it all
that in a
facing the
restaurant.
kitchen or something?
We're all facing the center of the room, basically.
All staring at each other while you're eating.
Yeah, basically. It was very
Doesn't
strange.
look like this panopticon idea is working out for the
Yeah,
restaurant.
and one guy brought like his 8-year-old. I'm like, this guy's eating like a $400
well, he's got to be
meal.
a fucking baller then.
I thought
I got some
yeah.
personal beef with Ramsey. He
really?
he booked. He had an assistant write us that they booked an Antler, and then they let us know like Gordon Ramsay's coming, and we were like pumped. But first we're like, okay, this is fake, and so then we like Googled the guy, the assistant, and it was like, no, this is the real deal. And like I forget where my wife was. I had to get a babysitter. I brought in some cool stuff from home, like game I had shot, and was like, gonna give him a cool couple things to taste. The guy canceled like 2 hours before his dinner, and then was posting from the Raptor game. Like someone gave him floor seats to the Raptors, and I was like, "You motherfucker!" I was so mad. And then he went to like some of my friends' restaurants that I know, and like was posting from their place like the next day, and I was
He's
so
with like DeMar
mad.
DeRozan too.
Yeah, I was so mad, like just gutted because it's like someone that as a chef you look up to, and then the last minute cancellation and posting from the Raptor game. I was like.
Yeah, it's a dick move.
It's also
Dick
like
move.
he's a big basketball fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, come on.
And
like,
it's the Raptors. He doesn't care about
no, exactly.
it at
So
all.
yeah, I was like, at least come for dinner and then go to the Raptors. It's like not that far from the stadium. So yeah, I was a bit bent about that. Dana White did that to us too. I was pissed at him.
What?
Yeah, his producer. I guess they do like a YouTube show where they like Dana comes in with a fighter, and it's like you basically try and fear factor them. Like they went to some place in Colorado that does like buffalo testicles or something. Anyway, they were like, "Do you have anything crazy you can feed Dana and this other dude?" And I was like, "Well, not really. Like it's like we're kind of like serious restaurant. Like what kind of crazy do you want me to do?"
Dick.
Yeah, like I was like,
doing?
and it just seemed like a bit of a skit. And then the same thing, we had like prepped all this stuff. They were coming. We were gonna shoot. We had to like get the kitchen ready for like TV and film and stuff. And then same thing, like very last minute, like, oh, they got stuck in Niagara with weather. They're shooting something else. Like, do you guys want tickets to like a pre-UFC thing? Like that's not even the real UFC.
Oh, like a presser or something.
Yeah, and it was like not even a presser. It was like the not non-sanctioned, but like the fights that aren't televised. Like
Right.
like the young guys that are trying to make it at like a different location the day before. Yeah, and I was like, you're gonna screw me over like this? At least give me tickets to the real UFC.
Yeah,
you know what
no
I mean?
kidding.
And like I don't even think Dana knows like this happened. It was like whoever producer it was, but I was like, no thanks, man.
I got
I'm
a
good.
cartouche of deer dicks waiting for you. It's crazy.
But yeah, weird stuff happens at our restaurant anyway.
I love it, dude. Michael Hunter, thanks for coming, man. This has been really cool, really
Thank you for having
informative,
me.
really fun. Where can people find you?
At Antler Kitchen Bar is our Instagram social. AntlerKitchenBar.com is our website to book. We're Dundas and Dufferin in Toronto, and then at the Hunter Chef on all socials is me. So yeah, I've got 2 cookbooks out. You can find those at Amazon chapters, whatever. And yeah, wild food.
Hell yeah, dude.
CJ.
Nickelbrook Monthly Show every last Saturday of the month. We got Ian Sirota in August. Thanks, Robin. We got Ian Sirota in August. We got Ryan Belleville in September. And Mark Anthony Synagoga in October. It's going to be fun. And I'm filming my first comedy album in October as well in Kitchener. So keep an eye out for Ticket Link. That's going to be up soon.
See you at Skankfest, Weasels. Peace.